I'll admit, I didn't know anything about Super Fantasy Kingdom, but when I was offered a beta code to jump in and play the new Undead faction, I found a city builder that's more complex than it seems with a very unique blend of genres and mechanics. For those who might not know what Super Fantasy Kingdom is like I didn't, let me explain. Once you look past its mobile gamey name and artwork, Super Fantasy Kingdom has a lot to offer. At its core, it's a city builder where you work to reclaim and rebuild your kingdom. However, there are monsters at the gates every night and a lot more to juggle than just the city, or kingdom I should say, because as you progress and survive longer, you'll have the option to build roads and discover new areas, reclaiming your kingdom piece by piece and finding heroes, side quests, resources, and more. The world map is not just a place that your enemies spawn from, it really feels alive. This is a nice touch that gives you something to move towards game after game, as whatever roads you build will remain unlocked in your kingdom, even after defeat, and you will be defeated. Each night, your heroes fight off increasing swarms of monsters led by your guardian, an elite hero of your choosing. This part is a lot like an auto battler though, as you won't control them, only recruit and place them. While you tend to the kingdom, they'll do their thing outside the walls and fight off werewolves, wizards, archers, and all kinds of enemies. But once your guardian falls, the invading monsters will burn your city to the ground, ending the run. I say run because Super Fantasy Kingdom also has some roguelike progression mechanics. While your kingdom is permanent, your heroes, relics, and levels will refresh and unlock after defeats, allowing you to start again and try new combinations. And there is a lot to discover and a lot to unlock, including weekly big bosses to beat, mini bosses in the world that you can provoke and challenge, and curse levels, which serve as the difficulty modifiers that make runs harder as you progress. And I haven't even gotten to the city building aspect of it yet. Honestly, I didn't expect Super Fantasy Kingdom to be this layered, and I didn't expect the layers to blend together this well. But the real twist comes when we dive into the next part of the game, the factions. Super Fantasy Kingdom currently has a demo available on Steam with the playable first kingdom, which is the humans, and the recently revealed Undead that I had the pleasure of trying are the second kingdom. I'll talk about them more specifically next. Here's the thing though, in the final game, as of right now, there will be 9 total kingdoms to unlock, each with their own unique world map to uncover, as well as their own heroes, resources, and mechanics. These kingdoms are some of fantasy's best tropes: elves, dwarves, demons, reptiles, and of course the undead. Promising over 100 recruitable units to mix and match on the battlefield, the different factions just add another layer of replayability and depth that I did not expect. We can compare the humans and undead specifically here as a great example. The human kingdom uses things like water, wheat, and flour, while the undead use things like ooze, bones, and blood, which definitely fit that vibe a lot better. In addition, the entire undead system is different. Skeletons are your workers, and some buildings are just ran by spirits, with carriers that kinda look like ghouls physically delivering the resources to your castle. And since the undead generally don't bleed, you can use bait to trap rats and convert them to the blood currency, or just for food, which is something all heroes need at the end of the day to get their XP and avoid hunger debuffs. Some other cool mechanics the undead have are the catacombs upgrades, which are basically used as shortcuts for your skeletons to work faster, or the grave robbers who dig up graves for a chance to find things but at the cost of destroying one of your skeleton's homes. And honestly, if all 9 factions are this well thought out, Super Fantasy Kingdom will exceed my expectations yet again. It's off to a great start. Another thing that separates this from a more casual city builder and throws in a little bit of strategy is that your kingdom will not have enough space to just build every option and building that you want, especially at the start. There is no deconstructing or destroying, so the choices you make will stick for the run, forcing you to strategize and decide exactly which resources you will pursue and in what order. With progression and roads, you can unlock more spots for buildings, but you'll still be limited. Using the undead for example, I can choose to pursue blood production for a portal and get more heroes that way, but then I won't have the space to convert ooze to paper to books to upgrade some of those heroes. There's also siege engines to build, towers and walls to upgrade, and corruption spots to cleanse that give you extra starting resources in later runs. To put it simply, the game does a great job of always having something for you to do. Super Fantasy Kingdom absolutely proved my first impressions wrong, and is a game that I am now very interested to see evolve as we get closer to its release in 2025. The link to the Steam demo is in the description of this video, or feel free to click through to the video on screen now to see more upcoming strategy games.